Hello students, this is a video showing the steps and process for creating 3D text in Spline and then bringing it into 8th Wall Studio to create a 3D text augmented reality project. First thing we're going to do is go to Spline on our web browser. So let me share mine. Okay, great. I'm at app.spline.design/home, but if you go to app.spline.design, it's going to take you to this place. Now that I'm in Spline, I'm going to create a new project up in the top right-hand corner. Your UI might look a little different. I've zoomed in like a ton so that you can see it pretty much better. All right, I'm going to hit Create 3D Design, the first option. And there's a bunch of starter options, but let's just do from scratch a blank project. Delete the cube that's sitting there in the middle. Select and delete it. Let's give this a title. This is AR quote. Okay, I can spell. All right, AR quote. Fantastic. We need some text in here. There is a T up on this bar, this top bar right here, toolbar. This is for text. Hit the text tool, and now we can drag a text box like we would do in a lot of other design programs. Now we have an empty text box. If we look at the panel over on the right that has its properties, there is a box for text content, and you can start to type your quote in here. For me, I'm going to use the quote, "Tomorrow is now" by Eleanor Roosevelt, which is a shorter version of this quote. "The future is literally in our hands to mold as we like, but we cannot wait until tomorrow. Tomorrow is now." It's also the title of her book, which is her manifesto. Pretty cool. Okay, so we're going over here and we are saying tomorrow is now. And I'm going to add a period because that sounds fun. We're going to type the whole quote right now, but later, that's just to get, like, feel like the typeface and like the shape and get it to a place where it feels good. But when we export it, I'm going to break up the quote into words and export each word because we want the flexibility with the arrangement. If I just type it all in this box here and design it this way and then export it like this, it's going to be that's what I'm going to get, is that static piece. But if I give it in words, then I can take each word and bring that into 8th Wall and arrange it how I like. And so right now, we'll do the whole line, and then we're going to break it up later. And you could say, like, oh, well, couldn't you arrange it here in Spline? Totally, you can, but then you're going to be locked into that. And I just don't think it's a good idea. Like, for your process, you should really be bringing everything into 8th Wall and arranging it that way. And then you could do things like animations on one specific word or something like that, you know? Okay. You could even do letter by letter. But for this one, we're just going to type it out right now. I want to change the typeface or the font to be one that matches this a little better. I've pre-selected Playball because it's a nice, bolder script, and that kind of feels like Eleanor Roosevelt, you know? Okay. But the size, too small, I feel. I want to make it much bigger. Yay, okay, we like that, but there's an issue, and that's that it's flat. It's not really 3D, it's 2D in a 3D space. So what we want to do is come down to the extrusion slider over on the right properties for this object and bring it up. Kind of view it from different angles. I think that's a little too deep, so I'm going to bring it down a little bit. I think that feels kind of good. It's a little deep, but I think I want to leave it this way. Okay, great. So now, oh yeah, you can also edit it in here, but it's nice to do it in the content box. Okay, so now we just have tomorrow. And I'm going to move the box so that it's like this. And I want to change the position to be at 0, 0, and 0. This is important for when you bring it into eighth wall because your anchor point when you like rotate or move these objects within eighth wall is going to be this 0, 0, 0 point. So if this was up at like 9y and like 7x and y, when it comes in, it's going to be in a really weird place and it's going to scale really strangely. So you really want to like put it in that middle point of the scene because when you export this, you're exporting the whole scene. Okay, we've got the text right here. It's in the middle. We like how it's extruded. I don't want this directional light anymore. I'm going to use the lights in eighth wall. So I'm going to delete it. And now we'll hit export. As a reminder, we're not doing the material in here because with the free plan, you can't export a material. So there's no sense in making one. We'll just give it like a color in eighth wall. Okay, so we've selected, let me go through that process again. Up in the top right-hand corner, we'll hit export, and then there is options on the left of what kind of exporting or sharing you're trying to do. Down here is 3D formats. You kind of see like the little bunny. We are going to change it from GLTF to GLB and hit export. And that's going to give me a download that has the name AR quote with like an underscore. And now I can change this to be is. And I'm going to make it smaller so that it fits the word. Don't do that. Oh my gosh, what happened? It got so stretched out. Where did that extrusion go? Here we go. Okay, it snapped to a smaller place, but still not great. Gosh, I don't know what the other one was now. So I'll probably have to re-export that one. But I'm going to export this one right now. And I already have this pulled up, so that's perfect. Select this again, change the content one more time. Tomorrow. Make sure I remember this extrusion number 39. Oh yeah, look, the extrusion. Oh yeah, because it's doing the whole thing. There we go. Okay, so just gotta change it straight on and not do other changes. Okay, but we still want it to be at that. No, it is still at 0, 0, 0. I guess I just moved over. Okay, export. Export. Great. Content. Now, period. Okay, scale. This in. Make sure the extrusion is still at 39. Okay, perfect. Export. Export. Fantastic. Okay, so now I have each word exported. I'm going to go over to eighth wall. I have this project started here. I'm going to hit this plus to bring in our elements. Upload. I'll be grabbing all 3 of those and hitting open. Now it's uploaded them into my files. I can grab these and bring them up to the top. This AR quote 2 is my first word, tomorrow. Bring that in, maybe move it over here. Give it a quick rotation, tomorrow. Is this one, actually I want to give this one a nice scale. Ooh, tomorrow. Move this one around. And then we've got now. Give this one a nice scale up as well. I'll put that up above the floor, the ground line. Kind of bring it forward a bit. Oops, still needs to go up a bit more. This could go back a bit more. Okay, let's look all around it. This seems fun for now. Now we can go in and grab AR quote number 2. Let's rename this. And is, so now we know which ones we're working with. So for tomorrow, let's change its color. Over here on the right, we've got its material. It's considered an unnamed material. I don't know if we can change the name or not, but it's type standard, and that's great. That's perfect. If we want to change the color, maybe to something like a red, a little deeper. Okay, we've got a preview. It's looking pretty good. I think for right now, I'm just going to mess with the colors, but I could be messing, with like the roughness as well. Like I could turn the metalness to like 0.5. And that kind of changes it. Just a reminder, like metalness is kind of like shininess, roughness, a little bit rougher. It has to do with how the light is bouncing off of this item. A lot of times with metalness, the light becomes a lot more like focused and like shows the curves like smaller, but with roughness, it's more like spread out, kind of softer. Okay, I'm going to save that, and then we should see it change here. There we go. Okay, so it says tomorrow is now, and maybe we'll make this kind of like, since Eleanor Roosevelt was a politician and she used her influence as the first lady for change, we are going to maybe make it like red, white, and blue. So the now down here, we can change this to blue. Oh, and I forgot to hit save, so I need to do that again. And just for consistency, actually this time let's make the roughness 0.5. Save. Okay, awesome. Let's give that kind of a look. It's a little separated, but if you were standing in some of these places, we've got some interesting compositions. Okay, great. So I wonder, no, this is pretty good. Okay, so this is how to create 3D text in Spline and then bring it into 8th Wall Studio to create your AR quote. Check out the other videos about exporting this or publishing it really so that someone can experience it, and the video on using Blender to create 3D text instead. Thanks for watching. Bye.